Hello students, this is the second video of Digital Documentation Advanced. In this video, we will discuss how to insert images and drawing objects and how to edit them, modify them, crop them and resize them, etc. Plus, in this video, we also discuss about the table. So, let's start. Insert and use images in document. When the image file is stored on the computer, you can insert it into your OpenOffice document by the various methods. So first method is drag and drop. In this, first of all, you have to open the file browser window or any other drive and locate the image which you want to insert. Then drag the image by holding down the left mouse button and start dragging into the writer document and drop it by releasing in the left mouse button where you want to appear. This method embeds the image file in the writer document. To link the file, instead of embedding it, hold down the Ctrl plus Shift key while dragging the image. Next is by using insert picture dialog. In this, first of all, you have to open a document, then go to the insert menu, then click on picture option, then click or select from file from the menu bar. Now it will show you the insert picture dialog box. Then navigate to the file or move to the location where your file has been stored. Click on it and just click on open. Linking an image file. While inserting an image into our document, if we select the link option in the insert picture dialog box, the OpenOffice creates a link between the image and the file containing the image instead of saving a copy of the image in the document. As a result, the image is displayed in the document, but when the document is saved, it contains only a reference to the image, not the image itself. It has some advantages and disadvantages also. First advantage, linking can reduce the size of the document when it is saved because the document contains only the reference of an image, not the copy of an image. Second, you can modify the image while separately without changing the document because the link to the file remains valid and the modified image will appear when you next open the document. Means when you make some changes in the inserted image and next time when you open the document shows the image with the changes. Next is the disadvantages. If you send the document to someone else or move it to a different computer, you have to send the image file also with the document. Otherwise, the receiver will not able to see the linked images. Next method is inserting an image from the gallery. Means whenever you want to insert an image from the default picture library of the OpenOffice, then you have to open the gallery option. So to open the gallery, you have to click on the gallery icon on the standard toolbar. This is the standard toolbar and you have to click on this icon, or you can choose the tools menu and click on the gallery option. Now when you click on the gallery option, it will show you the gallery like this. These pictures are available in the default picture library of the OpenOffice. Now navigate through the gallery to find the desired picture. So next is, if you want to insert the picture, there are two methods. First is the drag and drop and next is the by using the right click. So if you want to use the insert the picture by using the drag and drop, first you have to select the desired picture, then click on it, hold down the left mouse key and start dragging into your document and release the mouse wherever you want to insert the picture. Next method is by using the right click, select the desired picture, do the right click, it will show you the pop-up menu. From the pop-up menu, you have to click on the insert option, it will show you the copy option. When you click on the copy option, the desired picture will be inserted into your document. Modify an image. So if you want to modify an inserted image or the selected image into your writer document, then first of all you have to open the picture toolbar into your document. To open the picture toolbar, first you have to choose the view menu in the menu bar, then click on the toolbars option, then again click on the picture option. It will show you the picture toolbar like this. In the picture toolbar you will find the various options for modifying an image. So first option is graphics mode, that is the graphics mode. Basically with this option you can change the color images to grayscale. For this, first of all you have to select an image, then select the grayscale from the graphic mode list. Next is the flip vertically or horizontally. If you want to flip the image horizontally or vertically, then select the image, then click on the desired icon. This is the flip horizontally and this is called the flip vertically. Next is the filter option. This icon is called the filter option. This option provides options for applying basic photographic and effect filters to images. Next is the colors. That option is called the color option in the picture toolbar, and it is used to adjust an image's red, green and blue channels as well as its brightness, contrast and gamma. Now the last one is the transparency. It is used to modify the percentage value in the transparency box on the picture toolbar to make the image more transparent. This is the transparent option in the picture toolbar, and when you increases the number according that number, the transparency of the images is you implement. And basically this option is used when you apply the watermark in your document. Next is crop an image. So first of all we have to know what is cropping. Basically when we want a particular part of an image into our document, then we have to cut that portion from an image. That is called the cropping. So if we want to do the cropping in our document, so first of all we have to click on the image, then right click on it. It will show you a pop-up menu. From the pop-up menu select the picture option, then it will show you a picture dialog box. In the picture dialog box you have to click on the crop. It may be called a page or maybe a called tab. Under the crop tab you will find the various parameters to set the crop. Here you will find first of all two options, keep scale and keep image size. When keep scale is selected, it is selected by default. Cropping the image does not change the scale of the picture. When keep image size is selected, cropping produces enlargement and shrinking. Next is the left, right, top and bottom. Here you can see here. When keep scale is selected, the size of the image also changes. But when keep image size is selected, the remaining part of image is enlarged or shrunk according to the values. Means when we put the values in positive form, then it will enlarge the image, and when we put the values in minus form, then it shrunk the values. Next you will find the width and height. The width and height fields under the scale or image size changes as you enter values in the left, right, top and bottom. Means when you enter the values in the left, right, top and bottom, according to that values the width and the height also changes. Next is resize an image. So if you want to resize an image, resizing includes either you want to increase the size or decrease the size. So if you want to resize an image, first click on the picture, then it will show you the green resizing handles just like this. These are called the resizing handles. Then position the pointer on the particular handler, then your mouse pointer will convert into the direction, means double arrow side. Then click on it, then start dragging in a particular direction. Means if you want to increase, then move forward, then if you want to decrease, then move backward and release the mouse button. Then according to that your image size will be selected. Just like here you can see here the image size is enlarged, but when and they use the handlers and they push them backward, the size of an image will be decreased. And this is the third example here. Now if you want to delete an image, just you have to select the image, then press the delete button. Next is creating drawing objects. Means whenever you want to draw some geometrical shapes or any other shapes, then you have to use the drawing objects. For this you have to enable the drawing toolbar into your document. So if you want to enable, then go to the view menu, then click on the toolbars and then click on the drawing option. After that it will show you a toolbar that is called the drawing toolbar. So if you want to use it to draw a particular type of shape or object or drawing or geometrical shape, then click in the document where you want to draw the particular geometrical shape or any symbol, then select that tool from the drawing toolbar. Then when you select the particular drawing from the toolbar, the mouse pointer changes into the crosshair pointer. Then afterwards again move into your document, then go that you have to move the particular location where you want to draw, then press the left mouse button and start dragging into your document and release the mouse. When you release the mouse, it will draw the particular shape or geometrical shape into your document. But if you want to cancel it, then at the same moment you have to press the escape key. Next is changing drawing objects properties. So if you want to change the properties of the drawing object which you have drawn into your document, so first of all you have to select the drawing object, then click on the select tool from the drawing toolbar. This option is called the select tool. When you click on it, it will show you the another toolbar that is called the drawing object properties toolbar. Here are the various properties, or you can say the various icons are available to set the various properties of the object. Select the particular option, change the values according to your need. Next, for more control or to define new attributes, you can click on the area or the line icons on the toolbar to display detailed dialog box. For example, if you want to change these values, then here you will find the various options. Click on it. It will increase or decrease the values. Next is resizing a drawing object. This option is completely same as resizing an image. So if you want to resize an image, then first of all you have to select the object, then click on the object, then you will find the 8 handlers around the object. Click on a particular handler, then you will find the mouse pointer has been changed into a double side arrow. Then start dragging into a particular direction. It will change according to it. Then next is for scale resizing. Scale resizing means whenever you resize an image, then all the parts or all the corners are increased according to the particular handler. Means if you want to increase, then when you start dragging this side, then all the corners also increase according to this. So if you want to do this, select any one of the corner handlers and keep the shift key pressed while dragging the handle to its new position. For more sophisticated control of the size of an object, select Format menu, then click on the Object option. There you will find Position and Size option. Click on this option. When you click on this, the Position and Size dialog box will appear. Then you can use the position and size dialog box to set the width and height independently. Next is grouping drawing objects. So first of all we have to know what is grouping. Grouping is just like putting all the drawing objects in a container. Means all the drawing objects, they just behave like a single unit. Means when you do any changes on a particular unit or a particular container. For example, if you want to change the border size of all the objects, then you can group them, and at a single click you will change the properties of all the objects. But it is possible when you group all the different kinds of object. So if you want to do this, select one object, then hold down the shift key and select the others you want to include in the groups. Then the bounding box expands to include all the selected objects. Means when you have different types of shapes in your document and you want to do the same changes will be done happen in all the shapes, then you have to click on the particular shape. Then for selecting the next shape, hold down the shift key, then start pressing another drawing objects. Then afterwards, if you want to become as a single unit, then go to the format menu and click on the group option. Here you can see the format menu, you will find the group option, then click on the group option. When you click on it, all the selected shapes become a single unit, and when you apply a particular change on that single unit, that change will be reflected in all the shapes or the drawing objects. Next is positioning image in the text. Positioning of a graphics is controlled by mainly by four settings. First is the arrangement. It is refers to the placement of graphics on a vertical axis, which is imaginary. Next is the alignment. It is refers to the vertical or the horizontal placement of graphic in relation to the chosen anchor point, means where your anchor point is available. According to that, it arrange, or you can say it align the object. Next is the anchoring. Anchoring refers to the reference point for the graphics. This point could be the page or a frame where the object or a paragraph or even a character, means the anchoring point is that particular location where your object has been started. Next, text wrapping. It refers to the relation of graphics to surround the text, which may be wrap around the graphic on one or both sides. Next is the arranging graphics. You can see here that is the toolbar. Through this you can arrange the graphics in your document, and this first is called the bring to front. This option is used when you want your graphic or drawing object to be the top of any other graphic or the top of the text. Next is the bring forward. It brings the graphics one level up in the stack. Next is the send backward. It means whenever you want to send the selected graphic one level down in the object stack. Next is the send to back. It sends the selected graphic to the bottom of the stack so that the graphics and the text cover it. Next, to background or the foreground, only available for drawing objects. It moves the drawing objects behind or in front of the text respectively. Next topic is creating a table. So first of all, we have to understand what is the need of using a table. We need a table when we want to arrange the data in form of rows and column in a grid form. Then we have to use a table in our document. So if we want to insert a table in our document, then first open the document, then click on the area where you want to insert, then go to the table menu, then click on the insert option, then click on the table option, or you can press the Ctrl plus F12, and afterwards it will show you the insert dialog box. Here you have to specify the name of the table. Then here you will find the columns and rows option. Mention the number of columns you want and mention the number of rows you want to insert in your table, and afterwards press OK. According to the mentioned values in rows and column, the table will be created or inserted into your document. Thank you.